another edition of the Big O Show with Orestes. Destrade, what is up, my brother?
Here we are, brother. Here we are. Hola, JP.
What is today?
Today's February 20th. Today is the beginning of everything baseball. Hello, baseball. I'm going to say hello to baseball. Hi.
Boom.
You know why? Because it's hello baseball. And training games, it's hello baseball. Little League season is around the corner. Travel ball, it's hello baseball. High school baseball. College already has gotten going. The WBC starts technically March 4th, really March 5th, but March 4th, the first games from Tokyo at 10 o'clock. If you want to catch that and stay up late and watch the first few games, but that starts. And then the regular season is right around the corner at the end of March. So
let's go.
Hello baseball starting for real today with the first games. In fact, in just a few minutes, right down the street, that we could hop on a motorcycle if we wanted to.
It's a motorcycle.
It's a motorcycle outside
the
our studio.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's $1 million motorcycle they just brought in. They're going to be auctioning off for the Great Bull Rescue. Kudos to them and Great Bull and all the stuff that they do. But yeah, we could basically ride that right up the street, up Dale Mabry, and watch. Well,
somebody's got to drive that chopper, and then somebody's got to sit on the back and hug the other dude.
First of all, I'm not getting on the chopper whether I'm driving it or and definitely not getting behind you and holding you around the waist like that.
I saw two dudes doing that the other day, and I'm like,
let's go to the game.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Step brothers.
I'll do the old Hogan's Heroes and have the little side cart thing where you ride in the
old Hogan's Heroes sidecar with Sergeant Schultz.
And
the Commandant. Yes.
Dating ourselves a little bit there.
Oh, yeah. As Rick has already said, butts to nuts. Yeah. No, thank you.
Butts to nuts. Rick. That's good. That's the way to start the show. Outstanding. So anyway, hello baseball.
Yeah.
Excited. A lot of stuff going on. We're going to catch up on Rays news, and they definitely came out with some go ahead and get out ahead of all the news with our boy Drew Rasmussen. So that was definitely something that I thought was smart of them and good to do. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, and take any stress off of Shane McClanahan that there might be, or Pepio.
Pepio too.
Yeah.
But why stress that situation out?
Nope.
That's the right call. A healthy Drew Rasmussen last year. They obviously, I want to say babied him because it wasn't babied. He still had 150 innings, but they definitely, corralled him at times, kept him right around 5 innings. In fact, if you look at the average, 31 starts, 150 innings, so he was right there at 5 innings a game. You expand that out, maybe hopefully 20% growth as they try to do with guys that have had multiple arm injuries like he has had. Bro, that's 180 innings. The thing about Drew Rasmussen that I'm excited about is that he's on the precipice of being an elite pitcher. He's a really good pitcher in the major leagues right now. He's on that precipice to being in the, that top 5.
The only thing you're missing is more innings.
More innings, a little, the consistency. Well, it was there last year.
There.
It was there. If anything, to go to that next elite level, when you look at the stats and things that I look at for a pitcher, it's innings versus hits. Fantastic. He was 150 innings, 116 hits. That, JP, is an average of
elite
3/4 hits per inning. Most major league pitchers are giving up a hit or more per inning. Very rare do you have the guys like the School Bowls and stuff like that are at, 60, 0.60 per inning, holding guys under 200. So basically the hits per innings equates to the batting average against, right? And he's at 214. The elite guys are right there. They're at 199, 198, 200, the Skeens, the School Balls. Actually last year, Crochet, popped up a little bit higher. He was, in the 220s, but regardless, he's in that mode. The next big thing that I look for is walks to strikeouts. That is so key. Because that shows you not only command, but you're staying out of trouble. He's right there. The elite are at 4x, 4 times. So if you have 50 walks, 200 strikeouts. If you have 100 strikeouts, you want 25 walks. Well, he was at 150 innings, 37 walks, 127 strikeouts. So right there around 3.5 to 1. Sometimes you think like, okay, maybe he could have more strikeouts, but as long as the walks are staying, low, then he's dominating. And then the third thing, which he did really, really well, I feel, is home runs per innings. And he had 150 innings, only 18 home runs. So he's going to be in that, that 20s when you get into 180 innings. You're still elite. You're under 1 per game. That's where you want to be.
2.76 ERA, 1.02 whip, and as you mentioned, 127 strikeouts, 37 walks, and 31 starts.
Yeah.
Going wire to wire in the rotation. Never missed a start. That's
hand
impressive.
Him the ball and
3 Tommy Johns.
I know, bro.
Damn.
He's had 2 or 3. He's had 3.
2, and then the
then he had the brace thing.
The brace.
Yeah.
So basically 3 on.
Yeah, basically 3.
Yeah.
So the Rays, I think, did something very smart. Most teams already, I say probably more than half, know who their starter is, and they just name it at the end of the camp. But you know who the Schoolballs and the Skeens and the Freed and the Crochets are. But there are a lot of teams that do have a little battle for who's going to be the start, who's going to get that ball. And I think they just wanted to just take the pressure off of Shane McClanahan. And not to mention, I think you mentioned Ryan Pepio. That one too. So Ryan doesn't have to be going through camp thinking, am I going to pitch good enough because I want to be? No, listen, dude.
Chill.
Just get chill, get ready. You're at the next level because I think Pepio is just a notch below Drew Rasmussen as far as trying to get to that elite status. Mainly, by the way, is if when you look at Ryan Pepio's walk to strikeouts ratio, that's where he misses it. And he's like a shade under 3. So, compared to his strikeouts. And that's the difference is focus, repetition of your motion and your release points, because he's a hell of a pitcher with a hell of an arm and devastating pitches. Like he's the type of guy that could really wipe you out at times, but he also can get in trouble with his walks and pitching behind and his pitch count. So, but those 2 guys are monsters. And then if you get what you can hopefully get from Shane, if they can get a Drew Rasmussen season from Shane,
150 innings.
Yeah. What we had last year, very capable, right?
Yeah.
Win 10 games, be 10-4, baby his outings a little bit, go 4 or 5 innings. And then you surround that with these 2 hammers, younger arms. I think the rotation is going to be fine.
And by the way, the opening day will be at Busch Stadium on March 26th against the Cardinals. So that's going to be jam-packed. That's going to be a hell of an atmosphere. That's going to be 50,000, 45, whatever it is they put in Busch these days.
Yeah, and the beauty of that is like, St. Louis, when you think of the St. Louis's, the Chicagos, the Cincinnatis, those almost are like baseball history. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of opening days. Yeah. That's when I think of baseball.
It's a regal day.
It's a regal day for those cities because they really have personified for eons. What
it might be a little chilly too.
It'll be let's see, late March in St. Louis. Yeah, a little bit. Could be. Yeah, you're right. The back in the day, our openers were always into April. Forget about April 1st. It was like 3rd, 5th, around there. Now, they're a week before April, so they're in the 20s of March. So I've been a little nippier.
I sat in Wrigley Field with my son drinking a cold beer as it was snowing
on an opening day.
Watching the Rays April 5th, I think it was.
Yeah,
it was an April 5th or April 6th. It was an April day. Early season game in Chicago, and it snowed the first time it's ever snowed at a Rays game.
I played a game in April in Denver in the first series versus the Rockies and the Marlins and at Mile High Stadium,
not of course,
and it snowed. We had to.
I remember that game.
Yeah.
What's it like when you hit it on the inside of the bat?
Oh, dude, you're just trying to trying to square the ball up. You're not trying to hit it far. You're trying to just hit it so you don't get jammed or hit it off the end.
Yeah.
You want to hit.
It's got hurt.
It's actually worse to hit it off the end.
Is it?
Oh my God! It resonates through the wooden bat. and you hit one off the end, you're like, if you get jammed, it just is quick.
Right.
But it's the one off the end
that shakes your nerves.
Shakes your nerves. And your fingers literally feel like they're going to crack and fall off.
That's bad.
And especially for a warm-blooded guy being from Cuba and growing up in South Florida.
Yeah, playing baseball a mile high, it's freezing
in front of 75,000 fans, by the way. But yeah, the Rays open up in that Thursday in St. Louis, have a day off, play 2 more games that Friday and Saturday, and then they go on to Milwaukee, kind of making that run around St. Louis and Milwaukee for 3.
Well, Minnesota. I was like, that'll be cool. I'm like, oh, they got a dome now.
Yeah. Milwaukee's it's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
And then they run over to Minnesota, which is not domed, and it's a little chilly.
That's right.
Yeah. And
one more Metrodome there.
Yeah.
That's another beautiful ballpark.
That's another gorgeous ballpark.
Yeah.
So
that could be a really cold stretch.
That's a cold stretch that you're going to rely on a lot of pitching. I'm going to tell you right there.
That's why we got rid of Fairbanks.
So it's St. Louis for 3 and 4 days, and then Milwaukee for 3, day off, Minnesota for 3,
and
then
the return to the Trop.
April 6th, the return to the Trop at a 4:10 start. It's going to be such a honeymoon. It's gonna, I think
I'm not sure. I don't know if they've announced the sellout yet. You can still get tickets.
It's got to be.
And then the Yankees come in the second part of that, right?
Yeah, Chicago for 3.
I know those tickets are
410, 640, 640 really earlier games early in the season like that. And then Yankees for a 7:00 Friday, 6:00 Saturday, 1:40 on Sunday before they get a little breather. So the season starts off, hot and heavy. I will tell you this, and we'll touch on that as the end of the month hits.
Yeah.
But I will say one quick thing about that. Number one, a little harder to start on the road always. It's kind of more comfortable to start at home, especially for a Rays team that spring training is down the road. So it's really comfortable. Spring training ends, you start at home. The transition is so fluid, and it's almost unfair, to be honest with you, what the Rays and teams like the Marlins have, right? Where, that's not happening this year. So they got to jump and go on the road to a little bit nippy areas, and then also, play a lot of games in a short amount of days, and then come back and get comfortable at home. The one thing I don't like is that it's always nice if you had a day off before the opener. So you're kind of coming, so there's a Milwaukee day off, Minnesota, and then you go right through. They don't get that day off until the Yankee series, the in between that Thursday and the Yankee series. That's when the players then finally can get quote unquote settled in. You take that day, having been there, to kind of just gather yourself and make sure that you're unpacking. Remember, you're unpacking from spring training, but from spring training you're going right to the road. Then you're getting back home. Now you're finally kind of settling in for a second. So those first 2 weeks of a major league season are always tumultuous and jump around, but they count. Oh, by the way. And when you're in a division that could be volatile, and I don't think you're going to have someone run away with it, and you're trying to stay close, and you're talking about wild card, man, every game does count. This is one of those times you start remembering that April games count.
And those early games, Cardinals, Cubs, Brewers, these aren't teams that we see
or
venues that we go to a lot as much.
No, St. Louis. I can't remember the last time we were in St. Louis.
It's been a while.
So in St. Louis.
How does that play into it?
It plays into it dramatically because we have a very roster is still quite young.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a lot of guys that haven't not only
those places will be nuts.
Those places will be nuts. St. Louis is a great place to play. I had really good games in St. Louis. I just love the atmosphere there.
Yeah.
It's a great downtown, very, very accessible The stadium is very close to where you stay. You could literally walk to the. I loved stadiums that you could walk to close and didn't have to even take the bus, because you could just have a nice, walk to the park and kind of clear your head. Don't have to worry about the bus. I love those stadiums. St. Louis, Baltimore is like that, where the team stays close enough that you can walk to the ballpark. But it's going to be ruckus. Milwaukee, I've got the fondest memories of not that stadium, because it was old.
Milwaukee,
old state, right? Municipal, or
it was
Memorial Stadium. No, Memorial was Baltimore, Municipal, and that's where I got my first major league hit. So
really,
so Milwaukee against the Brewers.
That was a crappy stadium.
Terrible stadium.
Yeah,
it was
awful,
bad.
Awful.
Yeah,
I was never there, but it just looked so bad.
No, it was
TV.
dingy. Yeah. I mean, very much theirs and Memorial. Wow.
Sorry.
You did.
Sorry.
Did you just do that?
I did.
You just
Sorry,
did that.
Milwaukee
just hurt Wisconsin. Yeah.
I've been to Milwaukee.
Have you been to the frozen tundra?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I did not cover games there.
Lambeau Stadium.
But because they were in the Metrodome, but we were in the Metrodome for a NCAA first round.
Okay.
Timmy Duncan and Wake Forest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they were. So, or maybe that might even be a sweet. That was a Sweet 16. Yeah, because we drove from Indianapolis to Minneapolis.
Wow.
Following, I think it was Wake Forest. So two very, Midwestern-y towns, very similar towns.
Yeah, they are.
And Milwaukee, I remember the ladies were impressive. They could throw down a pint like nobody's business.
A pint?
Oh, or 3,
4,
or 5.
Yeah. No, they're known for their drinking there.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
They're
are
hardy.
Yeah,
hardy
they're
ladies.
Not shy in that
really
area.
Super fun.
I have nothing but great memories because of the fact that it's stuck in my head that I got my first major league hit there. So I love the city of Milwaukee.
You're holding back.
Yeah,
you're holding back.
No, I love Milwaukee.
Here I am bearing my soul, and you're holding back.
I am holding back. I held back. I held back on your show too when you brought up Malio's. I totally held back.
Listen, as a seasoned broadcaster, I'm going to tell you,
I may or may not have dated Malio's daughter.
Oh, shit. No,
that's the one.
I don't need to know that. I don't need to know any of that. I do not need to know any of that.
I said may or may not.
I don't need to know any of that. No wonder you kept quiet on that whole deal. I don't blame you. Okay.
That's talk about mafia.
I was going to give you this lecture on, you really got to be your authentic self on these. You really get to know your audience and let them inside. That's what they want, you know?
Right.
But not that. No,
yeah.
I can keep that quiet.
I'm going to keep that one.
But now the ladies
I
of
said
Milwaukee,
may or may not. I didn't say that.
The ladies of Milwaukee, people of Milwaukee, you want to share.
Listen, the bottom line for me, and we can move on. We can move on. Is that I got my first major league hit there, so there is a fondness for me.
Did you score a run?
I got on the field. Between
That's
the
what
lines.
I'm talking about.
Yes, I scored.
Score a run?
I got a hit. I drove in a run.
Okay. All right.
It was great.
Your first time?
In the major leagues, yes.
You were a virgin up until that.
At that time, I was a hitter virgin. At that time, I had a couple at bats. At that time, I had not gotten a hit.
It's a meaningful
road trip.
Milwaukee always be. Now they got guys, mascots going down slides into beer.
Yeah, I don't.
They didn't. Nothing says baseball like that.
They didn't have that.
They still do that with the Brew. Who's the Brewer
so.
mascot?
I believe
What's
they
his
still
name?
Do.
With
the mustache. I forget his name.
Sounds like something that Dougie Wechter would have done back in the day, doing sideline.
Yeah, talk about
getting on the slide and going into the big vat of.
Speaking
IPA.
of Dougie Wechter and speaking of opening the show with Hello Baseball and high school stuff, tonight I'll be guest of let me look up my boy's name here because I always forget it.
Politz?
Yeah.
I think that's what you said.
Doug Politz.
So he's doing a live stream of
the live stream of the Tampa Jesuit baseball. It has been doing it for the last few years. And obviously they're a powerhouse team. Tonight Friday night under the lights at Jesuit. They're playing the big boy rival Tampa Plant High School.
It's one of the biggest high school baseball games in the nation.
I think it's arguably one.
Well, look at the
definitely one of the biggest in the state of Florida. I could put, and again, I don't always try to bring up my high school, Christopher Columbus, but there's a big rivalry with Columbus and Belen, a Jesuit school.
Oh yeah,
down there.
Yeah.
So they have a big baseball rivalry and football, but Tampa Plant and Tampa Jesuit, that's a big boy. And Dougie's son will be starting tonight at 7:00. So if you guys get a chance, I don't know. I was just invited and asked to come out this morning by Doug Politz, and so I don't know where you find it, but I'm assuming if you look up Tampa Jesuit baseball, you could find it somewhere.
Yeah.
On
the live stream. I'll try to find it.
If you can find it while we're doing the show,
reboot that
and repost that. But that'll be fun because I haven't done a high school baseball game in a lot of years, but this is a good one. And God bless Caden Wechter, who was a standout, top number, first round expected pick. Worked with him before. I love that family to death. Dougie and I are brothers, and I consider him like a little brother, and I just think the world of him. So
here's your Tampa Jesuit MLB lineup alums. Listen to this.
Oh yeah, no, they're strong. Whoa,
Hall of Famer Al Lopez, Dave Magadan, Lance McCullers Jr., Lou Piniella, Brad Radke, Shane Robinson,
that's a good one,
FSU's own, Mark Valdez, Ken Suarez, Jason Michaels, Sam Marcinek, Joe Hudson, Sam Dyson, Kevin Quackenbush. I mean, that is one hell.
Yeah.
One hell of a
history.
That's Tampa Jesuit. Now let's go over to Plant High School.
Plant's pretty damn strong.
Okay, you can start naming
Wade Boggs. Number one, their best all-around player of all time is a guy by the name of Wade Boggs, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Obviously more recently Kyle Tucker, more recently
Pete
the
Alonso,
Polar Bear, Peter Alonso, but they've had a plethora of other guys. The Marlins have a kid, I think, that made it to the big leagues through their system from Plant. Who was that? It was a hard-hitting outfielder. But yeah, I mean, this is Plant baseball is
big time.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. It'll be fun to.
Yeah, there's probably going to be about 5,000 people there.
You think there'll be that many?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy shnikey.
Yeah, no, it's big time. I'm trying to get the whole list here. It was easy to find the other one, but that's plenty. I guess we got most of them.
Yeah.
And it's big time high school baseball. So that'll be fun tonight. I wish I could go.
Yeah, you've got
previous birthday plans with the wife. So I definitely want to go.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe the three of us can come on.
John Crumley still the Jesuit?
No. John Crumley left. It's Melendez. It's Coach Melendez.
Okay.
Yeah. Crumley, Johnny's still coaching, I believe, at Steinbrenner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He moved over there.
Yeah.
State championships over there now.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're talking about not only Drew Rasmussen, but you mentioned the other guys, it comes to me that it's really going to be important for Mets, and probably this is why you get a Nick Martinez to eat innings, because obviously Rasmussen will be, he'll be hopefully kept to. He'll try to shoot for 180, as you mentioned.
Rasmussen should be shooting
Shane's
for 180.
Going to be on a short lease.
Shane will be fortunate to get 140, 150.
Yeah. So that puts a lot of stress on your bullpen.
That's like not, let's say hypothetically, he makes all his starts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I don't even think he's going to make all his starts, because they're probably going to pull him back and skip starts. So let's just say that he makes, 28 starts. Now you're in that 130, 140 range, because it's going to be an average of about 5 innings a start. They're not going to, I don't care if he's got a no hitter after 5.
Yeah,
he's coming out. And that's the right call, I think, because, he not only had the Tommy John surgery, but then then he had a very serious
nerve issue.
The nerve issue is no joke.
And we still don't know.
We don't know how that's going to play
He's not
out.
pitching off the mound yet.
Yeah,
He's still been doing long toss.
There's a lot. There's a lot to peel back on Shane. Now, is he looking good shape? The videos that I've seen, planning to go out there next week and visit, but he looks great. He's talking well. He looks well. But once you start pressuring that arm, on real game action is when we'll see if he's back properly.
Yeah. I want to thank our sponsors,
yes,
Texas
sir.
Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel. We love them. They know how to put together a meal, a good steak meal or chicken meal, pastas as well. Everything you order there is made to order, and it's absolutely fantastic. Fresh food. Our man Tyler over there really knows how to run a good ship.
Comfort food at a comfortable price with an actual butcher, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. That's the thing that cuts the meat for you right there every day. So you can't get it any fresher. And as you mentioned, the service is fantastic. The location is very accessible right there on 56 by in between the shopping meccas of Wiregrass and the outlet mall. So easy to get in and out. Check them out. TRWC, fantastic.
And the great folks at Murphy Auto Group, Genesis of Tampa, just gave away a diamond ring
to a
lovely lady just the other day.
Yes.
So, they've given away diamond rings with $2,500 gas card.
Yeah.
There's always something going on at Genesis of Tampa just to go over there and take a test drive.
Right.
Or bring your car in to get it appraised and just chat with them over there. No high pressure, none of that stuff.
And around the corner, we're just putting it together, but we will be offering at Genesis of Tampa. I say we because we're all in the family here of where our studios are at, along with Mike Murphy. I'm going to be doing giving away hitting lessons right there at
hitting lessons.
Yeah, we're going to set it up there, and we'll be offering that soon. So stay tuned for you, the youngsters, and they'll come up. Have a little net set up, and Big O will teach you a couple simple things. Yeah, maybe get you swinging properly because
I'll come out there
because your golf game's on point.
Yeah,
but I need to get your.
You want a little bit of JP Pistol Pete Peterson, South Broward High School.
Pistol Pete.
You want some of that?
I want to see some of that.
Hitting 508 my senior year. You want some of that?
I don't know if I can.
Oh no, it's Pete Rose.
It's down low.
Down low. My eyes were
flat bat, down low.
Flat bat. I was just looking to go the other way.
Just lenient.
Lenient.
Line drive
used to say.
Line drive.
Side.
And you probably could run.
Oh no.
No, you never could run.
No. I run. I was decent.
You was a decent runner.
I ran a 4.635.
That's good. 4.635. Wait a second. No, wait. No.
True story. No. True story. We're running my senior year. We're running 40s.
What happened to the other 5 yards?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. This is a true story. So I was 4.7 guy, 4.75 guy.
Right.
Yeah. And so my coach was all about the measurables, my football coach. So I kind of he was at the finish line with the stopwatch. We were at the line up here.
Yeah, good. You all line up.
Everybody's lining up. Yeah. So I figured
how many were you?
I figured
the whole team or
the whole team was
guys?
lined up. The
okay.
whole team running. So I figured I'd go to the end of the line.
Yeah.
By the time we get up, you can't see 40 yards.
See that. Yeah.
I may have snuck up a couple of yards from
and then
where
you dropped
the other starting line.
You dropped.
So I crossed the. And he pops it. And he goes,
"Damn,
Peterson, 4.6.
Yeah,
you're one of our." He's like, "This is what I'm talking about. He's been working hard in the off season, working on his speed."
This guy came last year. He was 4.75.
Now he's 4.6. And he never stopped talking about it.
Seriously.
Oh, never. He's
for the longest time, telling the other coaches from other sports, my guy dropped a second and a half. That's the training we're doing over here at Hollywood High.
That's right. That was South Broward High. Yeah.
South Broward High. Sorry.
Yeah. Football, basketball, baseball, baby.
There is a Hollywood High, right?
Hollywood Hills. Yeah.
Hollywood Hills High.
That's where I started.
Okay.
And then I transferred to
South Broward. Yeah. Did I ever tell you a story of when I was with the Rays, with the Marlins, and we had this guy, may rest in peace, because he actually passed away last year, man. Chucky Carr, who led the National League in stolen bases.
Chucky Carr,
Chuck Carr, man.
Yeah.
He talk about like Chandler Simpson type.
Yeah.
He was basically Chandler Simpson's basically Chucky Carr reincarnate without having learned how to play the outfield yet.
Right.
But as far as the speed factor,
he was fast.
My God, like super fast.
Yeah. And he played outfield?
He was a center fielder, dynamic, could jump up. You know, there's so many. If you look up Chuck Carr catches up against the wall, there's a classic one in the inaugural season where he literally climbed up the left field wall, and he's up about 8 feet. I don't know how. I mean, obviously he pushed off, but he is way up there. Anyway, Chucky was extremely cocky. Like, he thought he was the shit, right? And he would walk in, and he had this little high pitched voice. He looked exactly like Eddie Murphy. He looked like Eddie Murphy from Trading Places, right?
I'm looking at him right now. It's exactly what he looked like.
He was Eddie Murphy reincarnate. Bro.
Oh my God!
In the same era in the 90s.
Big O,
and he had like that high pitched voice. Big O. So all season long, he's like saying, "I'm so fast. I'm the greatest. I'm so fast."
Willie Mays Hayes.
Yes. He was basically. And so at the end of the season, you know, I'm over it, man. Walt Weiss, earlier in the year before we traded for Chef, it was Maggot and Maggot. Davey would look at me and like, ¿Qué pasa con este muchacho? I mean, what's going on with this guy, man? What a pain in the ass. And so finally we get to the last month of the season, and it's Joe Robbie Stadium, so they've already got the hash marks out. So you got the 10-yard, you know, we're playing football and baseball at Joe Robbie. How cool is that, right? Yeah. Remember those days where the running back is running and it's like dirt?
Second base.
I love that.
Ricky Williams at second base.
Ricky Williams at second base.
Playing back in the day.
I thought that was the coolest thing. But anyway, so we already have the, you know, so they would, even though they would take it off for the baseball games, you still had the faint marks. So one day I'm just pissed and with him, and I go and we're stretching, and he's talking all this stuff. I'm so fast. I'm gonna end up leading the league in stolen bases. And the only reason that he ended up leading the league because Vince Coleman ended up getting suspended at the end of the season for some stupid antics, and he got suspended for the last couple of weeks, and he passed them. God bless him. He deserved it. He had 56 stolen bases. It was great. Bottom line is that I wanted to get this kid, and I go, Chucky, man, listen, I know you're all so fast. You know how we have the hash marks here? Listen, I will race you for $100. You just got to give me 10 yards.
10 yards.
Let's do a 50-yard dash. You got to give me 10 yards.
Akio.
And he goes, what? Are you crazy? You give me 10 yards, I will race you for $100 on a 50-yard dash. We'll do it. I'll let you know. We were on a end of the season, 10-day homestand. It was great. So the next day he's like, you ready? And I go, nah, I'm not ready today. I'm not, you know, I kind of played him up. Yeah. And it was like 2 days later, I come in with a C note. I go, I'm ready today. I woke up, my back is, you got to understand. Yeah. I played that season with a fractured tailbone.
Jesus Christ.
I played 153 games and I had a fractured tailbone that was found out in May, in early May. Hell. They discovered a fractured tailbone. They said, you either miss the rest of the season or you play through it with the pain. And I had a massage therapist who come and would massage me before games, after games. I did all these exercises, and I fought through that season. And once they told me that, you know, it was the pain was going up, not down. Yeah. So it wasn't sciatic. And he goes, you're not going to be a cripple when you're 50 or 60, which I'm not, but I still have back pain.
Right.
So I was like, he knew that I had a bad back. I go, I woke up today with my back is good. We go out there. And I go to Walt Weiss, and I give him the $100. You give Walt the $100. Walt goes out 50 yards. I ain't told anybody this. And I go, you know what I'm saying? At the time, the team's like gathering around. I'm limbered up. I get 10 yards. He starts. We start going. I actually going pretty darn good for about 10 yards, 15 yards.
Yeah.
And then that little knucklehead goes, zoom, passes right by me. I finish the race. I go to Walt. Walt gives me the $200. I said, thanks for playing. And I go back into the he jumps like 8 feet on the ground. He goes, "What? I beat you. I said, Chucky, see, you talk too much and you don't pay attention. I say I'd race you for $100. I didn't say I'd beat you for $100. And that was the greatest Chucky Carr story. And
well, there's another one here in Wikipedia. I'll just he said, Carr is perhaps best remembered for most for his departure from the Brewers in 1997 after popping out to third base on a 2-0 count. After being signaled to take the next pitch, Carr was questioned by manager Phil Garner. Carr reportedly replied to Garner by saying in the third person, "That ain't Chucky's game. Chucky hacks on 2-0. Can you see Chucky?
100%, bro.
That ain't Chucky's
That's
game.
not Chucky's game.
Hacking on 2-0.
Chucky Carr, we knew we were in
Carr
trouble.
was released from the club shortly
thereafter. That was his last. He never played. He never played in the big leagues.
He played
again.
the rest of the season with the Astros, who won the '97 NL Central and hit a postseason home run off John Smoltz.
He did.
Can you imagine Smoltz's reaction with
my
Chucky
God.
Carr?
Chucky Carr had a home run off of Smoltz in the playoffs. God bless him. He wasn't a dude. He could hit.
I bet if I told Smoltzy that story right now, he'd remember it.
He'd remember it. He'd hate it.
Smoking hot.
He'd hate it.
Smoking hot.
Yeah, 100%. It was just an accident pitch. You know?
Oh my God.
No, listen. He could play. He could hit. He was a switch hitter who wasn't that good a hitter from the right side, but from the left side, he could hit and could drag. Oh, by the way, he would drag bunt.
Chucky's hacking on 2-0.
He talked in third person. He wanted to be Ricky Henderson, but it never really completely panned out. But we knew we were in trouble. We knew we were in trouble that one day, this was like the 94 camp. Yeah, spring training in 94. He had just won the National League stolen base thing. And he shows up with this bombardier jacket. And he walks in. I go, "Hey, cool jacket." When he turns around, it was a picture of himself, of a full headshot of Chucky Carr in the back.
That's very Ricky Henderson.
Holy shit. I was like, we looked at it. I'm going to Shep and I go, Benito Santiago, going, "Oh, yeah, what the hell is this?" It was, one of those spray painted kind of cool things that you see on the bikes.
And
you know? Yeah. And it was a Chucky Carr picture.
Oh yeah, Chucky puts his face.
Yeah, Chucky puts his face.
Third person.
You gotta, Chucky's the man.
That's great.
So that race.
We just did 20 minutes on Chucky Carr.
That was fantastic. The greatest thing ever.
That's fantastic. Anyway, well, thanks to our great sponsors, Chucky Carr.
I don't know how we got into
Dennis. I don't either. But that's good to see. That's when you're at your best, though. You're a great storyteller. That's really good stuff.
That was a great. By the way, just so people know, the way that I learned that I'll race you for whatever, I'll race you for $100 was my manager in A-ball, the great Barry Foote, who managed me in A-ball with the Yankees, managed me in AA to a championship. We had championships, A-ball, AA, and AAA. So he managed me in all three levels. I got called up. Yeah. So did he. Barry Foote was one of the greatest managers that I had in my playing career and learned so much from him. He did that to us. Barry Foote you got to understand, was a catcher. And when he retired, he put on more weight. He was like 325, 330.
Yeah, I'll race you.
And he dropped that. He was pissed at our team. He goes, "You guys suck. I'll race all of you guys for your meal money tomorrow before the game."
And everybody's like, yeah,
we'll race you. He's huge. Yeah. And he's just like jogging, and all of us go. And he goes, "I said I race you. I didn't beat you. I want your meal money." We had to give him our meal money.
You guys didn't have any money.
Which we didn't have shit money.
No money.
It was like $35 that we had to each give him, and he took it. And he said, "Thank you."
That was your living money.
Thank you.
You're making
hey,
$600
Bobby, I haven't got.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like this meal money that we would get on the road.
Yeah.
He goes, "Thank you." And he took it from everybody.
Because y'all were playing like crap.
We were playing like crap, and we were punk-ass punks.
All right, we got some questions. I love it. We got some questions here. Wayne Cleveland Jr., thanks for joining us, partner.
Hey, Wayne.
Said, what are your thoughts of putting the bullpens behind the wall at the Trop where the 162 Landing and Papa John's were located? I suggested to ownership via Twitter to have the bullpens behind the wall. I've heard fans talk about this, and I don't know why. Why do you care where the bullpens are?
I don't like the bullpens where they are.
In play?
Yeah, I don't like the bullpens in play. I've always been against the bullpens in play. mainly because they're technically in play and it just can cause havoc. And guys trip on the mound trying to make a dramatic catch that pertains, because a foul ball, great diving catch,
right,
is part of Major League, is part of any game.
And that mound will injure you.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Remember, Sammy Fold made a great catch one day, and he tripped on it, but still ended up making the catch.
Yeah, but he slammed his face into the wall. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the bullpen being in play. So Wayne, I'm with you there. Don't see them changing that anytime soon. There's some kind of nostalgia to that, because back in the yesteryear, it was like that. Doesn't have to be like that now. We may have to wait the time until we get into the new stadium, and that will not be the case.
That's, I don't really care one way or another, but I think it does definitely come into play. And
I don't even think it looks cool. I don't like the pitchers warming up on the side over there.
Do they even,
I'd rather have them.
And does a new group really need that area for a party place? Probably not. I think you can do it someplace else. He also asked, with the fan and player excitement to have the Trop back and the additions that were made to the team, do you think the Rays make the postseason?
The AL East is the best division in baseball. It is the beast of the East, hands down. It is. I mean, I'll argue anybody on that. They're so deep, so good. The answer to that question is that yes, they have capability of making the playoffs. It's going to come down to two major things. Number one, how healthy their pitching staff stays. Not even so much how healthy their offense stays. I think it's how healthy their pitching staff stays. And as far as the whole staff, is Uceta going to be back now? Is the shoulder thing serious? Is Shane McClanahan going to be okay? Does Rasmussen stretching him out further, is that going to hurt him as we get closer into August and September? Those questions. Is Biggie going to be okay coming back from a facial injury that was dramatic? They're saying that he's looking fine. Is Clevenger going to turn the corner and be from good to great?
Are they going to keep him?
Are they going to keep Garrett Clevenger? The pitching is key, and then defense. Defense, because I think they'll score your 4.1 runs a game, 3.8 runs a game. So if you got your ERA and your defense locked down, and you're at 3.6, you're scoring more than you're giving up. You're going to be winning more games than you're losing.
A lot of close games.
There's going to be a lot of 4-3s, a lot of 3-2s, a lot of 5-4s.
What's the key to winning a lot of close games?
Well, nowadays, hands down, is how smart you are, how talented you are in the bullpen, and how smart you are in the matchups and how you manipulate that bullpen, not just in that one game, but stretched out to the season, right? Because you got to worry about who's tired, who's not. So the dynamics of your bullpen is massive in this day and age. Back in the day, in the 70s, 80s, even into the 90s, you had monster starters that were just taking on 8 innings. Right, almost every game, bro. Your top 3 guys, not all 5.
We're going,
but your top 3 guys were going 7, 8, 9.
They were throwing complete games back in the day, kids.
They were throwing complete games. So then the navigation was, when he finally gets in a little bit of trouble in the 7th or the 8th, and then if you have a bullpen and you had a good one, or you had a Raleigh Fingers, or you had whomever, Goose Gossett, you close it out. You had Mariano. Now it's the bullpen, and then how good your defense is, the bottom line. So it's an interesting story with the Rays, because I think they bettered themselves. I don't think. They dramatically bettered themselves with Gavin Lux at second base, because Brandon Lau was not that great a second baseman, right? He was okay.
Okay.
He didn't suck, but he was okay. Not super dynamic, So now you've got a guy that's really, really good defensively at second base. You have a solid first baseman in Aranda, in fact, quite good, because Aranda can play second. He can play third. Aranda's a talented, very good hand-eye coordination guy. You've got a guy who's really dedicated himself in Junior Caminero that wants to compete for a Gold Glove. So he came into camp, more core ready and in better shape. So you're solid there. It's gonna be left field. It's gonna be your favorite player, Chandler Simpson, who I'm a big fan of too. But I know you're a big Chandler Simpson fan. So if
Gotta
Chandler
get him 500 ABs,
and if defensively it's status quo as last year, he's not going to get 500 ABs. He may not even be a Ray. You made a point about that in between shows that shocked me, but you've got a kid in Jacob Melton who they're super high on. In as far as defense, as far as thump and speed. This kid's got over 70 stolen bases in a little over 200 minor league games. He can run, he can hit, and he can really field. So the defense, to answer that question, how you win the close games is your bullpen and your defense. And also, defense. Can we get a little faster on the base paths
and run smarter?
100%.
God, we were so bad.
We were bad with
that contact play.
Play was terrible. You should only do it with super speedsters, maybe, because then you're pressuring the infield, right?
Yes.
So
we were doing it with like
we're doing it with everybody.
They can't do that.
No, I don't.
What happened to just reading the play?
Yeah. That's that was surprising how often they did that. But as far as speed, you have a kid that if Carson Williams sticks, and I really hope he does. I hope that he shows enough in spring training that they go, this is our shortstop of the future. Now, not only is he solid defensively, he's not at the elite level that Taylor Walls. Let's not kid ourselves. Taylor Walls is arguably the best shortstop in Major League Baseball. I mean, I'll say that. He is that good. But Carson is really good and growing to be great, but he can thump and can run. So now, by the way, Taylor Walls doesn't really run. He's not super fast. So he's not stealing a bunch of bases for you. He's not Jose Caballero, for example, who can really steal. Right. And he's gone. So Richie Palacios isn't that super fast. So my fast guys are Wilson, Gavin Lux runs, Simpson runs, Mullins runs. Now you've got multiple guys that put pressure and can score first on a double, definitely go first to third, easily from second on a base hit. You're not going base to base like we were sometimes last year.
I think the Rays led the league in outs on the bases last year.
They were up there. They were very high. So that's important. So
Alejandro Noriega said, good afternoon, gentlemen. The news that Drew is going to be our opening starter. How confident does this mean he can pitch more innings than last season? Kind of answered that.
Yeah.
And he said, do you see Carson winning that shortstop job?
I do. I do.
They want him to.
Or let me rephrase that. I want him to. Yeah. I really do.
They're both going to make the team.
I don't know.
Really?
No.
Isn't Taylor your utility guy?
Taylor is the starting shortstop right now. Look at any depth chart.
Come on.
Taylor is the start. If you started the season tomorrow, it's Taylor Walls is the shortstop, and I think that's what they ink in. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, because this kid has to show his wares and his maturity with. So okay, let me not dumb it down, but let me explain some things about camp. All right, about Major League Baseball camp. There are guys that are in camp that don't have to show shit.
Right.
They don't have to show anything. They don't have to show, and I'm not even talking about the Aaron Judges of the world and the Juan Sotos. Of course, they don't have to show anything. I'm talking about that in between guy that is your starter, and he's your starter. Cedric Mullins doesn't have to. Cedric Mullins can hit 100 in camp,
right?
And he's starting the season as my center fielder,
right?
Okay. Don't want him to hit 100. Don't want him to look foolish up at the plate for 6 weeks in camp. But Carson, there are certain players that cannot afford to look overmatched in spring training from the get-go. They need to show that the things that he worked on, which is zone command. I'm not going to go out of my zone. I'm going to try to hit the ball up the middle and opposite field. I'm not dropping and driving, try to, hit 8 home runs in camp. I'm going to hit bullets hard up the middle, and of course play solid defense and show my running ability. But at the plate, if he doesn't show plate awareness and zone control, he doesn't make this team. And then all of a sudden, you've got Richie Palacios as your, backup to Taylor Walls. Lux is your second baseman, and you're going like that. Now, I think it would take him sucking badly for him not to make the team. But there's that possibility that they look at it and go, "Oh, he really came into camp and he didn't really work on the things that he was supposed to have worked on."
You don't think he could win the job, Carson?
Oh, I think 100% he could win the job.
Just win it outright.
Oh,
Taylor
yeah.
becomes your utility guy?
Oh, no, that's my hope. My hope is that this kind of hypothetical that I set up for you, that he shows back control. He shows that he's hitting bullets all over the place. And then
you give
walking.
him a shot.
And then once you shows that from the get-go, Carson Williams came ready, prepared, and honed in his strike zone and is not chasing, I'm saying, okay, that's enough for me. Now, the next level is how's month one of the season go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how's month one of the season go? Month one goes good, you get month two. You know what I mean? Month one goes horrendous, you're back at AAA and Taylor Walls is taking over.
Yeah.
Right? But right now, this month for him, this 4-week period of time, it already started. He has to show, but it really starts when you start playing the games.
Yeah.
He has to show plate awareness. And if he does that, he's got all the other tools. He doesn't even have to hit 400 in camp. I'm not saying he has to crush. It's plate awareness. Is he not swinging out of the zone? Is he not looking foolish up at the plate? Then he can win that job.
So Alejandro asks, with spring training here, I can't wait to see the prospects and players duke it out for our roster spot. I want to ask which player you boys are interested in seeing, and are you boys going to go to games, spring training games?
Oh, yeah. We're going to catch several games.
I'd like to go down there and do your show one day.
We could do that. We could just go ahead and just rock it down there and do the show. I think there's
lovely Port Charlotte.
Yeah. We could
stay there at the Sunseeker.
Oh, don't you love that?
I love that. Yeah.
I think there's a girl from Milwaukee that stays there regularly at the Sunseeker. If I remember
she could throw him back.
Listen, Jacob, keep an eye on Jacob Melton.
Let's talk about Jacob Melton.
Jacob Melton is legit. This kid is left-handed hitter, left-handed thrower, 6'3", about 210, well built. He's a thumper. It didn't, when you look at the numbers when he was up for a short period of time, doesn't belie what he really professes him. It was a short stint. He had 157. Mm-hmm. It looked ugly. He ended up getting, I think, a leg injury. Kept him out a couple of weeks. He didn't sink in.
Typical start.
Yeah, exactly. Players. I mean, it's just
nothing to be worried about.
The fact that he is a all-around athlete as far as he's got power. They're saying that he's exceptionally he can play all three outfields well, something that Chandler Simpson cannot do.
Mm-hmm. Be a great center fielder.
So it could be, I see really Jacob Melton being the Rays center fielder of the future
of the new stadium.
That
level. That's how Neander sees him
of thinking. So
check this out.
No big rush to try to find him 300-400 bats this year. If it happens due to injuries, then you call up Jacob Melton. Yeah.
So in his first extended batting practice at spring, Cash said this: he hits the ball incredibly hard. I mean, off the bat, he hits the ball like Yandy and Cammy do. That hard.
I saw
it really jumps off his bat. Like that's a hell of a quote.
Yeah. I mean, that, and you say those things, if you're a smart manager, you say that to pump up a kid that you're trying to pump up. You're trying to, ingrain confidence. But even if he doesn't make camp, you're trying to say that. Why? Because he would go down to AAA thinking, man, this manager really likes me. I don't have to do that. I just got to do my job down in AAA. And the moment that a situation arises, an injury arises, how many outfield injuries did we have last year, bro?
A lot.
It was ridiculous. I think every single one of them got hurt at some point in time, except for Chandler.
Morel.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Who we were hoping to
Christopher.
get hurt.
the one.
They keep playing
They
him.
keep playing him. Well, he was the only one that was healthy. That's true. Oh my God!
I think he just struck out again.
Pobre Christopher Morel.
I think he just struck out again.
Yeah. He was the only one that was healthy.
Thank God
Chandler stayed healthy, but he was an odd man a couple times, so they sent him down and they called him back up. Did well every time that he was up.
On those hot days, those hot day games, it was nice to have Morel fanning the crowd with that.
Fanning with the swings.
With his swings.
He usually had
it's a nice breeze coming off that bat.
There'd be about 12 good swings that were fans. So
ooh, that was refreshing.
12 good
When's he coming
swings
up again?
and misses.
Nice breeze coming from the batter's box.
You're cruel, bro. You're cruel. Yeah, because there was a lot of hot days over there at Steinbrenner. It's a little different.
We're heading back to the Trop.
The Trop. We don't need.
Never looks.
We don't need Christopher Morel swinging and missing.
It never looks so good.
So, but yeah, as far as the competition, Melton will be in competition, but the bottom line is going to be guys like the guys that I'm going to key on and looking at how well does Richie Palacio look, because he's truly that have glove, will travel. You could put Richie at first, second, short, third, left, right. I mean, Richie could play every single position, center for that matter. How well can he hit? He was hurt last year too. Another guy that I'm going to be honest with you, supposedly again come into camp healthy, thank goodness, is DeLuca. I mean, you forget Johnny DeLuca is a good little ball player, bro. Johnny DeLuca's no joke. Exceptional outfielder. So yeah, I mean,
platoon versus lefties.
Yeah. So you can see
a lot of platooners.
You can see we have a lot of platooners. You can see a Johnny DeLuca come in and play, left when it's a tough lefty. Here's the thing with Chandler Simpson, he doesn't struggle against lefties.
Yeah, you could platoon him against righties, or you could go either way.
I play him again. I play him every day.
I would too.
The only problem with Chandler Simpson is how well can you, quote unquote, hide him, or how well can he be okay in left field?
Well, listen, he's been working with Kevin Kiermaier.
He's been working with KK. He's been working with a lot of people.
As long as he doesn't look into his big blue eyes, he'll be fine.
Yeah, you look into those eyes, you get lost.
You do.
But listen, I think he left the season last year, and from day one that he got home, his whole outlook should have been, I need to hit. You don't forget to, take your hacks, but it's find me a good outfield coach, show me how to track the ball. It's like a football player that has massive speed as a wide receiver, but doesn't know how to run routes right. Mm-hmm. Who cares?
I bet he worked on it a lot.
I bet he worked on it like freaking crazy.
Let's see what you got when you
come
back.
We'll see what we got.
Looking forward to seeing
I am hopeful. Those are two guys that I'm hopeful that they made the transition. One defensively and one offensively. That is Carson Williams and Chandler Simpson.
And when you talk
about we could be talking about, for example, that trio right there in left, short, and third could be the names that we could be saying for the next 10 years.
Yeah. They're that good.
Yeah. You could be saying Caminero, Williams, Simpson for the next 10 years, like we said, Longoria, Zobrist, Crawford.
Yeah. It's just you and I both don't feel like the Braves value Chandler Simpson as much as we do. I don't think they undervalue him.
I don't think they undervalue him, man. I think they know that this kid causes havoc on the field and havoc on the defense. This is also
an organization that bats Yandy Diaz in the leadoff position.
Yeah, but that's metrics as far as you're still back in the old day, as am I, that you want a fast guy.
Yeah, sets up the whole
Kyle
lineup.
Schwarber led off for Philadelphia for several years, and then finally last year they popped him in the third hole.
That either.
It's an on base scenario. It's like this guy gets on base 45% of the time,
clogs him up,
and it might clog him up, but he gets the thing rolling.
I get it.
He's going to have an extra at bat. Because once you flip the thing, you want him hitting in the ninth inning for sure.
I get it.
So, but Chandler is made to lead off. Is a really good hitter. I mean, he's not a slap
hitter. 300 hitter.
He's a legit contact hitter and hits lefties well. So the question is going to be, how good is his defense? How good can Carson Williams hit? How good does Cedric Mullins come back from a really abysmal second half? And what is Jake Fraley going to be? There's not a whole lot of talk about Jake Fraley. I think Jake Fraley needs to have a really, really good year and crush righties. If he can crush righties, we can blend him against some tough lefties here and there, which there's a ton in the major leagues. So then you need to kind of find that right-handed bat every now and then. That and who is that? Oh, by the way, is it Ben Williamson? Is it Ryan Velotti? We don't have a whole lot of options from the right side, other than Johnny DeLuca.
DeLuca, Justin Henry Malloy. Yeah, there's just not a lot of options.
There's not a lot of options from there.
Which is weird. Was why we.
But we'll see. We'll see. I'm still encouraged.
Chandler Simpson's the only right hander.
Encouraged by the addition of Nick Martinez. I'm encouraged by the health look-see of Shane McClanahan, and then you have the other two guns, and then I'm really encouraged with the bullpen. My biggest concern right now, if you ask me what's my biggest concern of the Rays as we sit here February 20th, it's not missing that right-handed bat. It's Edwin Uceda, and how is that shoulder?
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern. Because if he's out for an extended period of time, that already thins
out the bullpen.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
it thins him out right away. That guy's a hammer.
All right, a couple news items. Wander Franco's trial was supposed to begin today, is postponed till March for procedural stuff.
But you know what the procedural stuff was?
The witnesses didn't show up.
Yeah, they could.
So
you couldn't find a couple of witnesses or something? Where were they, in Milwaukee?
Hanging out with our girls.
Wait, where's this our girls thing?
Back some
why do you got to go our girls now?
Back some Schlitz.
Why did this our girls? You're the one that mentioned that.
You're very fond of Milwaukee. And it's not just because of your first hit.
What is the deal here?
Mira,
yo no entiendo.
Está
loco en la cabeza. Loco en la cabeza.
All right. Anything else we want to get to?
Nah, man.
By the way,
let's see.
Wayne Cleveland says another cool suggestion I had for the owners was in honor. He's running the promotions department.
I like it.
Said in honor of Longoria, 3 tickets, 3 hot dogs, 3 drinks for $33. Come on.
3 tickets,
I love
3
it,
hot
Wayne
dogs,
Cleveland
3
Jr.
drinks. What kind of drinks, Wayne? I mean, because it depends.
That's for $33. That's soda pop.
I was gonna say because it can't be cerveza.
Might get toilet
for
water
for $33. But I like that, man. Gotta love number 3.
Yeah. And Michael LaRue says, should the Rays put Tampa Bay back on the front of their road jerseys? When Stu took over, he removed it. I would like to see that. I mean, I'm not a big uniform guy, but yeah, why not Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Across the
yeah,
it would look kind of cool.
I like the Tampa Bay deal.
Let's lean into Tampa Bay.
Yeah, let's lean into the
I think
Tampa
that's
Bay.
When you're going to build a stadium for everybody.
For everybody, right.
Yeah, and no real stadium news this week. There's a 22 acres thing that the state is. You might have seen a lot of that in the media. It's basically procedural. They've already had the memo of understanding between Hillsborough College that they're going to get this acreage and lease it out to the Rays. That's part of the deal. So that's not a thing that will hang this thing up. I'll tell you what politically will hang up this entire thing.
Yeah.
The state legislature just voted to put on the state ballot getting rid of property taxes.
I saw
that.
If
they get rid of property taxes and that hits Hillsborough County, that's
deal.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time finding money unless they figure out a way to replace it, which of course they will. You just can't, you want to get rid of property taxes. That's fine. You got to find a way to fund the police, and all the other stuff that has to be done.
Could they do that just for personal property as opposed to commercial?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about, just personal property tax. But that's a huge source of revenue for the county and the city.
But I mean,
humongous. That's what they run on.
But would these build outs be considered personal or
no? It'd be commercial. But my point is, it's going to be really difficult for the county and the city to come up with any money if they have to make up this humongous shortfall.
I see. Okay,
they're going to be looking for other revenue sources.
The property taxes that the build out would generate.
No,
this you're talking about
just in general. In general,
yeah.
I mean, if that were, they're going to have to, because that's where they always get their revenue. So much of it comes from property taxes because we don't have a state income tax.
We don't have a state income tax.
So our local municipalities get a lot of their money to run, police, fire, everything, sewer, water, all the services.
Does that apply?
The money's got to come from somewhere.
Does it go to the roads and all that?
All that
DOT.
Yeah. So that could be a fly in the ointment. The big fly in the ointment.
Yeah.
So I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah,
but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Everything else looks good. The funding sources look good, and I expect them to hopefully announce a funding plan here in the next month or so.
Right.
They haven't voted on in the first quarter, which has always been their goal to get it done by 2029.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, partner. Enjoy the high school baseball game. I'm very jealous. That's going to be.
So excited to meet up with Doug Politz and have some fun on his live stream. So if you get a chance, 7:00, the Tampa Jesuit versus the rival Tampa Plant. So it's going to be a lot of
good stuff, man. High school baseball at its best.
Always tranquil and trouble.
Hey, my friend, have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Love you guys.
Go Rays.